Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, and how we're going to fix both of those bad boys together. Guys, we are charting a course towards freedom. Wherever we find tyranny, we deliver it with a swift backhand of justice and freedom, because that's what we're all about on this channel. So if you want to join that party, get your backhands ready. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn that notification bell on. YouTube is doing that thing where they accidentally unsubscribe you, interrupting your prescription for freedom, which we cannot abide. So make sure you are still active. If you're new, join the party, get your slaps ready. All right, so everything that I'm about to show you is linked in the description box. I always bring the receipts, but we're about to talk about the first state to make any and all enforcement of red flag laws illegal. Illegal. And also, federal red flag laws. Let's frickin' go. This is what it means to lead from the front. This is one of the biggest abuses of our rights in our modern day era of politics, because it's seductive to Republicans, and Democrats just can't get enough. Just spank you with a brand new toy. They can't get enough gun control. So what you're talking about right now is a state stepping up and doing what needs to be done. Let me get out of the way. Let me introduce this. The Texas Senate passes a bill banning governmental entities from enforcing red flag laws. Let's check in on X real quick. And you can follow me, by the way, at Braden LOA. If Giffords is crying, you're doing something right. Red flag laws have no place in Texas. And let's check in on Giffords. Red flag laws save lives and keep dangerous weapons out of the wrong hands. But last week, the Texas Senate passed a bill that will arm abusers and put victims at risk. This shameful bill must be rejected. Yeah, Texas kind of goes, yeah, what'd you say? Okay, we're going to go ahead and pass it. So it passed the Senate, but I want to hit something real quick. You ever notice that gun controllers, all they ever do is they dive and build castles on fear and emotional response? It's never about actual fact, logic, or anything based in rationale. It's all based in emotional and fear. It's going to arm abusers. Really. So abusers are now going to have like a special line with, oh, you want a gun? You get to get the special expedited line. No, that's idiotic. But don't worry, they're always going to do the idiotic because it works on the low information voter, which you guys are fighting on the daily. Let's check in and see what has them so ruffled in the feathers. Red flag laws allow judges to order a person's guns to be removed if they are found to be a threat to themselves or others. Yeah, with no due process, you don't get to face your accuser, and you are presumed guilty until you prove yourself innocent multiple months later. What could go wrong? Everything. They're egregious. Let me show you some highlighted points here. This is something you guys need to know. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because you guys deserve to read it as well. On Wednesday, the Texas Senate gave initial approval to a bill that would prevent red flag laws. It would ban governmental entities from enforcing extreme risk protective orders, or red flag laws, unless the legislature passes such a law. Senate Bill 1362, a state senator, Brian Hughes, received initial approval from the upper chamber on a party line vote, 20-11. Red flag laws allow judges to order a person's gun to be removed if they are found to be a threat to themselves or others without facing their accuser or having a trial. I added that part because it's true. Hughes dubbed the bill the Anti-Red Flag Act. Yep, more of it, every single state. Other states, take notes. AGs and other red states, you know, those 26 that signed on to the letter to SCOTUS to basically tell them to do something. Yeah, let's get some of them too. All right? This does affect constitutional rights that would otherwise be taken away without due process. They are shielding the constitutional rights of the constituency from the gun controllers through the red flag law abuses. Here's an example. In addition to barring state or local governments from adopting or enforcing red flag policies unless authorized under state law, the bill also declares any federal extreme risk protective order law is not enforceable in Texas if it infringes on constitutional rights. It prohibits state and local entities from accepting federal funds intended for red flag law enforcement. That is the Senate Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. They are getting in front of the little Houdini that the gun controllers pull because John Cornyn and Tom Tillis. They're getting in front of it. Hey, no funds allowed coming in from that. You can't get the slush funds to bribe states and cities to do red flag laws. Yeah, that's not allowed. Guys, this is how you win. They not only went state level, they also went federal. This is like red flag law SAPA. That's effectively what this is. All right, let's keep going though, because again, there are some very real concerns. Quote, If there's a family violence protective order, but the intentional aggressor wants to harm this woman, if he wants to disarm her and make her an easier target, one of these red flag law orders is a great way to do it because the gun is taken, if only temporarily, without due process. There's a reason that people want to have firearms to defend themselves, and we shouldn't just take lightly take those guns away based on someone's accusations. A perfect summation of the problem. The problem is when you just have an accusation and the guns are taken out of an abundance of caution, which is a violation of constitutional rights, and then the person who was aggressed, or basically, aggressed, that works, has to spend months and months and months and hours and hours and hours and potentially lawyer fees on getting their rights back based off of an accusation, and there's no penalty to the person who made the accusation. In this hypothetical, if you wanted to harm someone, like, I don't know, like a jilted ex, you could just say, yeah, they're a danger to themselves or others, and they've threatened some crazy things before, Judge, and they don't get to say anything about what they were doing or defend themselves. You take their guns away, and wouldn't you look at all of a sudden they are a lot more vulnerable. That's the entire point. It's a perfect example because these things get weaponized. We've seen it over and over and over again. That's why you don't give this broad sweeping power directly to a government entity. And let's just check in on the gun controllers. I don't want to see that. This is what they said, and I want to read this part. I thought I highlighted it, but I didn't. This is what they said. This bill, talking about the Anti-Red Flag Law Act, this bill pushes the balance towards the person that would maintain a gun under any circumstances. Even when local government, special authority, all these people who might have respect. You know what? I'm going to reword this because they did it wrong. All these people who might have respected the Constitution would say we need to temporarily remove the firearm for the safety of the person and their loved ones. So the whole argument here is you're going to take their rights away from people based off of an abundance of caution. These are their rights. Would you do it with your ability to go to church? Would you do it with your ability to have freedom of speech? Would you do it with your iPhone? Would you do it with your car? No, none of those things because there would be an uproar. Oh my God, it's unconscionable. Oh my goodness, but when you throw Second Amendment rights in there, man, it sure becomes perfectly fine. Again, I'd like to take you right back to the Giffords.org tweet right here. Red flag laws save lives and keep dangerous weapons out of the wrong hands. But last week, the Texas Senate passed a bill that will arm abusers. Again, please see hypothetical abusers line inside the gun stores. It's so stupid. But let's have an adventure. Oh my God, they actually sourced the exact same thing. So you got the same person, one from Texas Gun Rights saying Giffords is crying, we must be doing something right. You got Giffords over here doing the exact opposite, saying that the world is literally going to end like they always say it's going to end. And then you got the actual law itself, which we just covered. Guys, this is what we need to see on a state level across the board. Just like we have SAPA, just like we have all the different insulatory actions that we've been taking against these gun control desires. This is the way. Straight up Mandalorian. We got this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I am Braden. See you later.